Hello, friends! We're excited to take you to one of our favorite places today. We love Northwest Arkansas for its proximity, its cool vibe, and all of the opportunities it offers to enjoy the great outdoors. In this episode, we have some healthy competition, some drama with my broken phone, some mystery, and even the possibility for you to get in on the fun and games. Come on, let's go.
Where are we going today, Jennifer?
NWA.
You know, Northwest Arkansas, part of the Ozark Plateau, is the second largest population center in Arkansas, and over half its population resides in one of four major cities: Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, and Bentonville. This area is home to the world headquarters of major companies like Tyson's Food, J.P. Hunt, and Walmart. Northwest Arkansas, where we're headed, is also the state's top winemaking region, and the state is also ranked number one as the most affordable state in the U.S.
Wow. But it's going to take nearly 2 hours to get to NWA, and I am not going to make it because I am hungry. We're going to have to stop in Joplin.
Well, Joplin, former lead and zinc mining capital of the world, Joplin, Mo, is the birthplace of the novelist and poet Langston Hughes. He was an early innovator of jazz poetry. One of his most influential poems, Harlem, starts with the line, "What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun?"
Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over, like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags, like a heavy load. Or does it explode?
Since my tummy was rumbling, we decided to remedy that in Joplin. There are so many good restaurants to choose from there. We love Mythos and even Old Chicago, since we no longer have that in Spring Vegas. But on this trip, we opted for the Red Onion.
So the Red Onion, a local favorite restaurant in Joplin, Missouri, has food above almost anything else you can get in this town. Delicious food, pleasant atmosphere, and portions that will keep your belly content. I think this is our third time at this downtown establishment, and I haven't been disappointed. I had the grilled chicken Alfredo along with French onion soup, and I get it all again with pleasure.
We were pleasantly surprised that there was no wait on a Friday night, and we received excellent service. Our server, Shirley, had a killer smile. I enjoyed the bacon wrapped shrimp with barbecue chicken and side salad. You may notice the fried onions on our dishes, which is their signature. We definitely will be back again. 2 thumbs up from us. An easy drive to Bentonville, and we checked into our hotel, Spark by Hilton. We've stayed at Spark before and in other locations, and we find it to be just fine for our needs. Ignoring the rodent trap, we found it to be clean and quiet, sitting between 2 much larger hotels and a little back from the busy street. The staff were also very pleasant.
We like to inquire with the locals about the best thing to do in town, and the front desk manager suggested walking around downtown Bentonville.
So we dropped our bags and headed out to explore. Near the hotel, we found Social Project Brewing Company, and we had to check it out.
While Jennifer and I explored multiple wineries and breweries on the Fayetteville Ale Trail, if you haven't done it, I highly suggest it. Social Project Brewery was a new one for us. I'm glad we found it. While it had a fair share of some sour beers, which are not normally in our wheelhouse, some of their other beers, including their strawberry and white chocolate slushy sour called Come Fly With Me, were very tasty.
They had a cool vibe. The people were friendly, and I liked the slushy sour enough that I got one to go.
Their establishment has a super convenient spot for access to food trucks, and the bartender there was very easy to interact with. I'd put this brewery and a flight of their beers on your radar.
The brewery was about to close, but the night was still young, so we headed downtown per the hotel staff's recommendation.
We stepped inside the Taproom on Main Street, new place for us. It's a casual establishment just south of their square. The Taproom has a good selection of local craft beers and sports a variety of barroom games, be it darts, foosball, or some Wii gaming. It's a laid-back spot with some tasty beverages.
Yes, and we love to play games. We tried to play foosball, but quickly discovered there were too many broken foosmen to actually get very far. So we moved on to Wii bowling, and I get really excited about this because I won. You have to understand that this guy plays a lot of games, and he's just good at almost everything. So therefore, I hardly ever win when we're playing against each other. I could probably count how many times I've won playing against you on one hand, and there'd probably be some left over. Now, you understand why me winning Wii bowling was one of the highlights of my trip.
Since we were just a stone's throw away, we decided to walk around Bentonville's downtown square that evening. While not very busy, a few people were enjoying the local ice cream shop along with the multiple yummy Mexican restaurants nearby. The Walmart Museum lights were still on, and if you haven't done a walkthrough of that building yet, you should put it on your list. The place harbors some interesting facts and videos about Sam Walton and the origin story of Walmart. It's recently moved to this location, and it's worth a visit. There's also a conveniently located Walmart neighborhood market downtown. We were craving something sweet and opted to explore here instead of heading back to the ice cream shop with the long line.
Before I visited a Walmart in Northwest Arkansas, I never realized that different Walmarts have different things. I always feel like the stores in NWA have a wider selection, and I wanted to see what they had to offer. I found some things I hadn't seen before, probably at least partially because I don't generally just wander around Walmart. I order online and then tend to get the same things every time. But there were 3 items I found that were new to me: Dr. Pepper Zero Blackberry, Coke Zero Orange Cream, and Olipop Banana Cream. So for fun, we're going to do a head-to-head comparison. Bentonville Neighborhood Market versus Springfield Neighborhood Market. We'll start with Dr. Pepper Zero Blackberry. In the cold beverage section, we found regular but no zero sugar. However, we went to the beverage aisle and found it in cans. Close enough, right? We'll say that's a match. We found the orange cream Coke Zero right away, so we're 2 for 2. Olipop, very limited selection in the cold beverage section. But when we went to the beverage aisle, there was a lot more. Still, no banana cream. And I have to admit, I thought the banana cream was pretty good. But in the head-to-head competition, Springfield Neighborhood Market had 2 out of 3 of the items found in Bentonville. 66% isn't too bad. Better than I thought, actually. There was some other drama, though, while we were walking around downtown. My phone broke. My Z Flip floor screen decided it was done, and half the screen went black. No longer responsive.
After a recon of the downtown Walmart, along with tasty drinks and snacks we purchased to enjoy back at our hotel, we meandered to our parked vehicle and called it a night. Regretfully, we both knew that the next morning would involve visiting a local AT&T store to get Jennifer's phone taken care of. With a little research, using my phone, we found a place nearby.
So, we got to the AT&T store shortly after they opened, and Lauren was standing near the door ready to greet us when we walked in. I shared my sad story and that I needed a new phone, and Lauren went to work right away to find us the best deal. Meet Lauren. We spent close to an hour and a half together, so I felt like we got to know Lauren. Her past, her vocational goals, her struggles. Really sweet girl who had relocated to Northwest Arkansas and was trying to adult. I got what I needed and I left with a new phone. Only out sales tax on that day. I swear that Lauren told me that it would only be $5 more. It wasn't. But maybe I made my own interpretation of that. Maybe I distracted her by asking questions about her life. I do enjoy hearing people's stories. Maybe I was distracted and missed it when or if she actually broke it down as to how my bill would change. I'm not sure what happened, but I left with a phone that was in working order, and that was the goal. I didn't opt for another Z Flip, Though I did love how reminiscent it was of the old flip phones, I only wish you could hang out by closing it like the old ones did. The manager at AT&T even chimed in that he had one of the Z Fold phones with the bigger screen and that he had to make many insurance claims to replace the screen. So my takeaway is that they may not have perfected that design just yet. What were your thoughts about our AT&T experience in Bentonville?
Well, while we have been one of the first people in the store when they opened, it still took a long time. Not ideal, but it had to be taken care of. I kind of wish we could have dropped her old phone off when and did something and then came back later, but we got it done and prepared for our next venue.
And the timing did work out perfectly for us to head to Dave & Buster's for lunch. I love Dave & Buster's. It's like a grown-up arcade, and we don't have one in Spring Vegas, so this is the closest location for us. We visit pretty much every time we're in the vicinity.
That's true. Dave & Buster's, the adult version of Chuck E. Cheese, but with no singing rodents. We always have fun here, enjoying some drinks and snacks, watching some MMA or football on the big screen, and of course, playing games. What's another perk is getting local info from the bartender. Blake, not Lively, gave us some cool options for later. One was a Japanese karaoke bar that sounded kind of fun if we had another couple tagging along. The other option that really piqued our interest was a speakeasy in town that he couldn't remember the name of. With a little research using the Google, we figured it out and decided to add it to our evening activities. But for now, it was game on at the arcade.
Remember how earlier I said I pretty much never beat this guy playing games? That holds true here. We're better when we're on the same team. So at Dave & Buster's, we get one card and we pick out our prizes together.
Be it catching the biggest tuna, making the most Monopoly money, or helping the hungry hippos gorge themselves within the game's time limit, our co-op approach works well for us. We normally make bank on tickets, and we then take our winnings to the prize room to review and ponder the best items to purchase. Anybody got an idea how much tickets we earned after an hour of playing? Closest guess in the comments can earn a fabulous prize from Dave & Buster's that we picked just for you. So take your one shot at how many tickets we got during this visit.
We're excited to share the fun and prizes with you. It's kind of our thank you for coming along on this journey with us. We'll announce the winner at the beginning of our next episode. Before we end this video, we thought we'd update you on our progress towards our goal of full-time RVing. I've been having some doubts, I'm not gonna lie. The upfront costs are intimidating, as well as the maintenance, the inevitable breakdowns, the crowded campgrounds, and our general lack of experience. I started exploring other options like short-term rentals. They are also expensive if we're chasing weather. So a coworker mentioned they could totally see us in a schoolie, and I have to admit, that appeals to me, primarily because we could build it out the way we want it. What are your thoughts about all that, Jared?
I've seen a couple videos on schoolies, and I'm open to checking them out more. At the end of the day, we need more experience and need to do additional research. That tied back to part of the reason we're doing this channel. If you please, share your thoughts on the RV life, along with other ideas for post-retirement living. I bet there are options out there we haven't even considered yet, and I think it's important for us to not dismiss anything yet and be open to whatever comes our way.
Hey, thanks so much for coming along on the first part of our adventure in NWA. We hope you had some fun today, and we can't wait to see who wins the prize.
As we wrap up this part of Northwest Arkansas and prepare for our next adventure in the area, we hope you'll join us for what we have coming next down the pike. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe so you can come along and we can look forward to hanging out with you all again.
And if you haven't seen it, check out our first video to find out why we were inspired to start this channel. Thanks for joining us on our journey. Until next time, bye.
Bye.